Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Matilda, and if today is your first time, thank you for stopping by. Turn on the notification bell just in case you are here to subscribe to my channel. And please don't forget to like and comment in the comment section. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this top here. I have decided to divide this video into two because it is too long. The first part is the pattern making and the second part is the sewing. Without wasting much time, let's get right into the video. To start up this tutorial, I'm going to start with a straight line at the top, and it's going to serve as the starting line. I'm going to label it the shoulder line. I'm going to draft a basic corset pattern. There's nothing new here. From this shoulder, we are going to come down by 11 inches, which is my bust point. I will take my measurement from the shoulder down to 15 inches as my under bust. And now I am making 18, which is my waistline. So I will just go ahead and use my ruler to draw a straight lines across. So this is the bust line, under bust line, and here we have the waistline. So for this particular blouse we are about to recreate, you notice the blouse length actually came down to have that bust-like effect that you see at the front. So from the waistline, I'm going to come down to the length I want my top to be. So now I'm going to come down to the shoulder here, and I'm going to divide my shoulder measurement into two equal halves and make a point there. So on this point, I will come down by 1 inch to get my shoulder slope and join the line to the neck width point and draw my neckline. So from the shoulder, I came down to my armhole depth measurement, which is 8.5, and I'm going to draw a straight line across, and it's going to be the chest line. Make a straight line from the shoulder to meet the chest line. Divide your armhole depth into two and make a point. From that point, I went in half of an inch. Now on this chest line here, I'm going to mark quarter of my bust measurement and connect these 3 points to form an armhole. So now you are going to divide your nipple to nipple measurement into two equal halves. So I made a point all around 4 lines we have here, and I'm going to connect all of them together with a straight line. Now guys, coming down to this waistline, I'm going to come out on both sides by ½ inch. And then from this bust line, I will come down by 1 inch. Now go ahead and connect the lines to give me my dart. So go ahead and do the same thing for yours. On the shoulder, we divide here into two equal halves and join the point to meet the bust point. So we are coming to come down to this under bust here and mark ½ of an inch on both sides. Connect to meet from this point down to the hemline and do the same for the other side as well. So you now connect a point to the point of the dart on both sides with your curve. Once that is done, you can come over to the top area here. You are going to place the dart you have over the underbust at the top, but before that, go up 1 inch from the chest line depending on how covered you want your bustier to be. For me, I came down by ½ inch and drew a line across. So the measurement I have in between my underbust dart is 2 inches. So I'll be sharing that. I'll give ½ an inch to the part going towards the bustier and give the other half to the other side. I will go quarter of an inch on both sides. This is to avoid gaping at the top of my bustier. So from this new point, I'm connecting the point to meet my bust point. One thing I want to draw your attention to is something about these caps. So I have noticed when you draw corset like this, one cap is usually longer than the other. So let's measure it. From this point here, I will measure the curve I have on this part, because this part is always longer. I have about 7 inches, and from this part here I think I have 6.5 inches. So I am going to add up on the shorter one by that difference so that we don't have any issue. So guys, for the difference between our two caps, I'm going to come in by half of an inch here. This line is not really necessary, but if you go ahead and draw, that's fine. So remember, this right here is the chest line, and from this point I will draw a curve to meet the top of the dart. Arrange your ruler in a nice way and connect the points together. This is the first part of our cap. Now for the second part, I take distance from here to here and divide it into 2 equal halves. And from that point, I came down half of an inch, and from that point, make a line from that side of your pattern paper. So now from this line here, I'm just going to connect a curve to meet the curve of my dart. Now from this other point I have here, I am going to connect a curve. So this is 1 and 2, and it's going to go in this direction. Basically, we are done drafting for the front. So now we put in our measurements. Mark quarter of your bust measurement. Take the dart in between here and place it here, and add 1.5 inch allowance. On the waistline, you mark quarter of your waist measurement and replace the darts and add 1.5 inches allowance. And for the hip, mark quarter of your hip, measure your dart and replace it and add 1.5 inch for allowance. And then join the points together like this. You now cut out all the pieces. Please watch carefully where and how I am cutting it, so you don't make a mistake and cut where it will be needed. It's very necessary. So do it like how I am doing it, okay? And I will go ahead and use my sellotape to hold this down. I don't want to actually deal with so many pieces. For this, I am just closing the dart, and it's also going to be easier for me to cut out. So guys, this is all the drawing of the front pieces. Cut out that bust effect we are going to be having at the end of this top. Okay, so now for the bust effect in front, that comes like that. What I want to do is from the waist, I want to come down by 2 inches. I don't want to start my curve exactly from the waistline, so I have made a mark here and use a curve to connect from here down to meet this point we have here. If you don't understand what I'm trying to say, just look at what I am doing in the video. So guys, this is all for the front part of this pattern. I'm going to use this to draw out the back, and it's actually this back pattern doesn't need a zipper allowance because we are going to use loops at the back. So what I want to go ahead and do now is just trace out this front pattern on the back pattern paper. So I will just trace from up here and the sides until it gets to the lower waist line here. So I will just go ahead and remove the pins now. I will just connect a straight line now from here to meet the middle of the back pattern, and from here as well. So remember, we are having loops at the back. So from the middle here, I'm coming in by 2 inches and I'm drawing a straight line. We know that this part is not needed anymore and that there are going to be loops here. So basically we are done drafting the back. So I will go ahead and cut the part I will be needing. So guys, this is all the patterns, front and back, including the caps pattern. So I'm going to now use this pattern to cut on my fabric, and in the next video I I'll be sharing with you guys how to sew it together. So thank you so much for watching.